Hello everybody, it is I, You2Cool, back again, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Drip. Drip is from Planes, Fire, and Rescue. That's it. That's all there is to Drip. I'm kidding. Drip is really funny to me, because his voice actor has been in quite a few things, but I mainly know him as Badger from the Breaking Bad series, which is just really funny. Um, But as some of you may know or may not know, because it's a bit obscure and honestly kind of dubious, supposedly in the theatrical United Kingdom version of Planes, Fire, and Rescue, Drip was voiced by Bear Grylls. That's right, Bear Grylls. Like actual Bear Grylls. Just like straight up Bear Grylls. That is so insane to me that that might be true. If it's not, then oh well, but it would be funny if it was true. So Drip is, I don't know what I'd call him. I don't want to say bulldozer because we have bulldozers in the Cars universe, but he is an excavation vehicle. All of the smoke jumpers are some kind of construction, all-terrain vehicle with the purpose of clearing forest fires, of course. They're the smoke jumpers. That's what they do. They go in, they try to clear the forest as best as possible. I love collecting Planes diecasts. I know a lot of people don't really care about Planes anymore, but I still maintain that the Planes diecast line had some of the most like creative molds, creative designs in the entire Cars franchise. Even though it's, it is kind of a Disney cheapquel, but like I still think there's merit to at least the diecast line for it. I've gotten a lot of items for Planes, Fire, and Rescue over the years. Most notably, my goal of completing the Piston Peak Air Attack team is nearly done now. I only need the rest of the smoke jumpers and the real version of Cabby, or like, the playset of Cabby. This is the Hydra wheels I got from my friend Cars Ignite 95, who I will be returning to him once I fix the lack of eyes. But Drip, though, is mine. All mine. The Drip is actually the rarest diecast. One of one. I'm kidding. But, like, yeah, because Drip is actually really common. He shows up in lots all the time. Cars Ignite actually got him on a Mercari lot, which came with this, another item I'm keeping. And of all things, or actually, no, the item he wanted to get was Supercharged Dusty, which makes sense. Supercharged Dusty is really iconic and, of course, a reference to a mutual of ours. So as for Drip himself, he has this interesting expression. I think this is based on like his main artwork. I definitely want to get at least one Planes, Fire, and Rescue item in box because like the Planes, Fire, and Rescue packaging is like so good. You guys know the Race and Rescue packaging we had? It's like that, but like tenfold. It's like awesome. So yeah. Again, his expression, he has the little roof lights here. This really nice silver. If like Thailand made him, it probably would just be like a flat gray, but well. Then you can see he rolls. He has a little claw here. It does not move. It does not go up and down. It does not, grip, which is what he does in the movie. He uses it as like a secondary mouth. Drip's whole thing is that he yaps a lot. He's just a yapper. So yeah, not a super developed character, but I don't think he really needed to. I think the smoke jumpers are colorful enough to where, they don't feel super boring, but they're not interesting enough to really, be that desirable, Drip is number 36. I actually noticed a recurring theme with some of these guys is that their numbers are akin to some Piston Cup racers. You got 33 for Windlifter, 28 for Dipper. I'm going to have to see if that continues with the other members of the team. I know there's like a number 20. I think that one is Dynamite is just regular number 20. I'm going to have to... And then, of course, Cabby is number 51. So anyways, Drip over here has this little cage here. I've seen a lot of vehicles like this in real life, just constructing on the highway. There is the smoke jumpers little logo there. I really like how it looks with the wheel and the fire and the parachute. It's so perfect. This is just a well-detailed item. I do think the lack of play feature is really annoying, but like I still think this is a very worthwhile item, especially if you were paying like $6 for this. I think that's how much these goes for, like the Planes diecast line. I do again. I do think if this had like an actual play feature, it would be a bit more worth $6. But given that this is a pretty large item, like here it is, just next to a standard Cars One Lightning McQueen diecast. Yeah, the funny thing about like the Planes road vehicles is that they're either like pretty decently scaled or just massive. In this instance, like Drip towers over Cars One McQueen. This is the battle of the century. Look at that. He's shunting him off there because he's just so powerful. Got a nice mix of orange and yellow. Got the drip on the side, and then of course on the bottom, the treads don't actually roll. Instead, there are these little wheels to give the illusion of rolling. And his date is this was really funny when I checked the base of this item. 2004. Literally just 2004. That is so funny. There's the rest of his date stamps and stuff. Is made in China, I believe. It was only the first year of Planes to be made in Thailand. After that, they just moved back to China, like literally everything else at the time. And then the Planes diecast line died like a couple years later. So yeah, I can affirm that this is an original copy of Drip, which is pretty cool. Again, I love collecting the Planes Fire and Rescue diecast. I hope to get more. I especially want to get, again, the rest of the Smoke Jumpers and, of course, Harvey. I've had Winnie for years now. I really need to jump on Harvey before he becomes unobtainable because he's an RV and all that. So, yeah, overall, I would say this is a pretty decent item. Definitely one where it makes sense to get him in a lot and not on his own, especially if you're going for him in box. Planes items are just really, really common in box. Imagine if someone like got a copy of Drip to like get signed by Bear Grylls. I would do that if I could. Or maybe I don't remember what was his name. I think it was Brandon. Brandon Mayhew. No, that's Badger's real name. I'll remember it. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Oh yeah, hold on. I probably should compare him to Pinecone, although I'm not as sure because I feel like they're very different color scheme wise. Pinecone is mostly orange as opposed to this guy's mostly yellow. Pinecone is a very distinct member of the Smoke Jumpers. Definitely grateful to have her, but you can see some of the similarities in the design with the netting, which makes sense. Again, all terrain. The logo on the back, sort of the large exhausts and stuff. I always love this mirror that she has. She's so cool. Roof lights. Again, I like that this looks like a backwards cap, whereas this kind of looks like... I guess this is also kind of a backwards cap. I never really paid attention to that. But it's also part of the diecast, whereas this is plastic, so... Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting stuff to go around. So yeah, this is my current Piston Peak Air Attack team collection. Yeah, so that's all I have for today. Hope you all enjoy the review, and I shall see you all around. Bye-bye!